The control system, the global control system, wants us to focus on a dot. This is what it does in science with its specializations. You focus on one dot. And if you focus on a dot without peripheral vision, then you don't see how the dots connect. So you're completely in the dark of the bigger picture. You only see one dot within it. The idea is to get people to focus on something so that the peripheral vision is not there. And as we as humans are passing through this maze we call life, trying to understand it, trying to survive another day or another week, another year, we have endless diversions. That's his keep right, even though he's going left. And you see these, signs that says good luck. And it's all over society are these diversions to keep us in a bewildered state. What's going on? What's life about? Why are they doing that? And when you connect the dots, because individually, what is it? But when you connect the dots, it starts to take on a clear picture of what's happening in the world and why the world is as it is. And you realize there's an elephant in the living room, an elephant in the room that is just there being ignored. And that elephant is that there is a multi-leveled conspiracy to maintain humanity in a state of slavery. Mental, emotional, and even physical slavery. Now, we see what we see as slavery, and we think, well, it's obvious that it's slavery. The greatest form of slavery is for the slaves not to realize they're slaves because they never rebel about being slaves when they think they aren't. It's all a mind game, as I'll come to. So in the early years after this experience in 1990, the synchronicity of information showed me that in this world that we experience all the time, that there is a network of interbreeding families who are manipulating global society unseen and are seeking to impose what we call a global Orwellian state, after George Orwell's famous book 1984 about the Big Brother state, which includes microchipping people, controlling us through vaccines and drugs, obviously the police state that's appearing all the time. So we're at this fork in the road. And if we keep going the way we are, not least through the European Union in the Czech Republic, we are going to be living in Orwell's 1984. In many ways, we already are. If we are, however, go down the other road, which I'm going to talk about as we go through the day, then we can find freedom in a way that we wouldn't even believe possible, because we don't even know what freedom is. And the choice is between that way, in which we become microchip clones, or that way in which we open to the true infinite genius that we all are, called consciousness. This is what the control system wants. Wants people in this state, unthinking clones who all perceive the world the same. Barcoded, microchipped people, just clones of the system, like a computer terminal. But this is what humanity has the potential to be, and this is humanity's true state: freedom, freedom, freedom. And over the last 20 years, I have seen what I was told was coming unfolding. 20 years ago, in that period, I was told that there was a vibrational change coming, was already starting, and this vibrational change, which I dubbed the truth vibrations, was going to do two things. It was going to wake people up from their coma. The people who were less asleep were going to awaken first, and so on. And something else, it was going to bring from the hidden into the public eye all that's been hidden from us up to this point. Now, 20 years ago, there was no evidence of that whatsoever. Now, it's fantastic. The number of people are going, whew, why didn't I see it before? And then look at it. All the information that's coming to light, vast tracts of which I'm going to present today, to give us a fix on the world and ourselves that we never even were thought about 20 years ago. It's happening. It's happening, and people are waking up more and more. Not the majority yet, nowhere near, but more and more every day. And if we're going to wake up, if we're going to break out of these straitjackets of thinking and perception, we need to realize there's not one way. The system wants us to believe there's one way because it wants uniformity. Look at any tyranny, any dictatorship, and they want to impose uniformity. Look at communism. Look at fascism. There is another way. In fact, there's not only another way, there are infinite other ways. You don't have to all be the same. We can choose not to be. We can express our uniqueness instead of following the herd. We don't have to be faceless people in a faceless crowd. We can express our uniqueness. We don't have to do what everyone does. We don't. And you know, when we choose not to follow the herd, it can be very, very beneficial sometimes. In fact, often. You don't have to swim with everyone else. You can swim the other way. This man, John Mason, said, "You were born an original, don't die a copy." But how many people do? And the more they go through life and the more they take on the programming, the more they become a copy. You see children expressing their uniqueness, and as what we call life unfolds, you see that uniqueness being suppressed and deleted. The multitude is always wrong. It's an old proverb and is absolutely true. History shows it again and again and again. Giordano Bruno, truth does not change because it is or is not believed by the majority of the people. Or as Mahatma Gandhi said, even if you are in a minority of one, the truth is still the truth, no matter if the majority believe otherwise. Giordano Bruno was burned to death in 1600 for having the audacity to say that there were other inhabited worlds, that the universe was infinite, and that the earth was not the center of the universe. This is the stadium on which the entire control of humanity, whether it's in a country or globally, is played. The human mind. When there's a few trying to control the many, you cannot do it physically. You can do it physically in a small area with tanks and soldiers and stuff, but you can't do it globally. You have to get people to think the way you want them to think and therefore behave and perceive the way you want them to see your control system as not the slavery it is. So the freedom, the real freedom, comes from freeing our minds from the programming of a lifetime. Freeing our minds from the idea that the education system is there to inform people and truly educate them, when the education system is there to program perception so the children become the adults that the control system can handle. Free our minds from the diversions of so-called entertainment that is designed to make us look over there while we're being further enslaved over here. Free our minds from the idea that the mainstream media, I've worked in it, the mainstream media is there to tell us what's going on in the world. It's there to give us a version of events which suits the control system. Free our minds from the fake messiahs who come along claiming change when they're just another mask on the same face that controlled the guy before. Anyone see the difference between Bush and Obama? Free our minds from the fake terrorist events that are there to create problems to which the control system can offer solutions, which is more control, more centralization of power. Free our minds from the fake terrorists, people like Osama bin Laden, who was on the payroll of the CIA. And then he's wheeled out to be the villain so that they can justify the invasion of Afghanistan. They can read your number plate from satellite, but they can't find him.
Cause I can see the downward spiral, revolving backwards like the verse sounds of vinyl. Do you ever see the world without a picture distorted? All the victims on war, not the sickness and corpses. The evil disguised inside the faith of the church. All the children, not the demon fuckers raping the herd. Got your face in the dirt, this is disguised in the truth. How about the serial killers record aside in the truth? And children are raising children and taking for an education. I'm blading your reputation, creating a generation. But their kids wanna partake in escalation. Violent crime, poverty, age and deprivation. So what's the reason for the fall of the system? They call it collapsing on the war for religion. Not the war, the power, the cleft of billionaires. Not their lies they force to keep civilians scared.
Tell me what will it take for you to stand up and say, hey, it shouldn't be this way, no. I know the world is falling down. I can't hear a single sound, no. It won't be long before it's
There's a wound in the will that bleeds the gates open. The hurts like the melody played from Beethoven. I lay hoping this place can change motion. Like the wars can't time a day with hate potion. On a resurrection stream open. Like a face soaking in mace we use as face motion. But it ain't our fault and life is a bitch. Cause I rule by the power for the high and the rich. On the state that we live in. When money buys the power to pay for family armies that are gone in by the hour. And roam the streets glory first start to the suit you then kill you. Cause cover's now part of a culture. And it still don't make it worse when you miss the significance. Living in a bubble while you're blessing in your ignorance. Don't sit there and tell me life is unfair. We can say it for your life is like you might even care.
Tell me what will it take for you to stand up and say, hey, it shouldn't be this way, no. I know the world is falling down. I can't hear a single sound, no. It won't be long before it's gone.
Chaos, terror, we're living in a war zone. Lost control, we're lost souls in a cosmos. Living in oppression, caused by obsession. Stressing with a weapon, never learning a lesson. Cause kids have kids, and you take you. In the hands of puppeteers, disguised in dark suits. Soldiers return in physical scars, in critical states, as political arms. Have we gone too far to ever come back? To ever stop losing life and gone clap? To ever start moving worse? To ever stop moving progress in reverse? Conformity drugs, abortion of folks, extortion of weapons, distortion of voice.